Yeah, so I've just been, to repeat that, I've just been interviewed by Wisdom Live Summit for Women, who support women in business to help them um, leave a legacy, to be fair, to create a sustainable business. So the reason I was interviewed was to talk about online course creation, why I created online courses, what platform to use, what were the pitfalls, what advice would I give women. So this is live on Facebook. So if you have any questions, please just comment below and I'll answer them for you and also answer them for the replay. So I already had my course swaying online before COVID hit and people were forced to learn about online courses and Zoom and different plugins and technology and platform. So would I urge you to put a course online? How easy is it? And what are the best platforms to use? So everybody has something to sell, otherwise you wouldn't be in business. And some people are afraid of that word selling. But all you're doing is that you're exchanging your gifts and your services is for money. So you can do that in a multitude of ways now. So as we know, the online world has taken off exponentially since COVID, and people are really selling their gifts online. So you have the likes of online stores popping up, e-commerce, and you can study anywhere in the world with an online course. Okay, great. So I'll answer that question. What would you say is the most complicated aspect of online course creation? Yeah, great question, Maureen. So you have to test and tweak and do a beta test on your course. When I first, I wanted to get my course online. So I first created my Transformational Life Coach Practitioner course years ago. It will be about 4 years ago now. That was the first course I started off with. And I taught that course in person, first of all. And then online course creation was starting to come in. I'm sure it'd obviously been around before, but I was starting to hear about it. And for me, it really suited me. And the reason why it suited me is because I'm a mum and I'm a single mum of 2 children. And having to invest that time of giving up my weekend every other week or every week or even once a month, for me, it just felt like it could become a bit of a chore. Having to arrange childcare, having to prep, get there early, make sure the room's all set up, dealing with any issues with the room or the environment. The first course that I ran was in a gorgeous place, but their heating had broken down and I didn't know, and it was in the middle of winter. It was snowing outside and we were all freezing, so it's just those things that you don't have to deal with when you've got a course online. And obviously people were traveling into the course, but people are only going to travel so far. With the online course, you literally open yourself up to selling across the globe. So I have people all over the globe taking my courses, Canada, the Philippines, all over the place now. So time zones and travel zones are just not an issue when you have an online course. Choosing the right platform for you is important. So I have a WordPress website, and as you know, we can help you build a website through the Soul Awakening Academy. So anybody who wants to build a website and doesn't know where to turn, please get in touch with me and I can help you with that, because I have a team of people who help with marketing, branding, social media, website build. Every pitfall I've gone through, been a few, very expensive. I have now a team that I trust on board who can help you achieve your business goals as well. So I started off with a plugin on your website called LearnDash, and it was great at first, but as with websites, they can have hiccups. And if my website had a hiccup or went offline for any reason, you know, in cyber world, who knows what happens. But the students couldn't access the course. Or one time, I'd updated loads of content on the website, and students had uploaded their coursework, and something had happened to the website and it crashed, and that work just disappeared. And it actually came back, but not fully. But it took a while, and it was very stressful. So if you want to have it attached to your website under WordPress, WooCommerce, because WooCommerce is a selling platform where people pay and they go through a system called Stripe and WooCommerce, a bit like PayPal, but it can be on your website. If you want to keep it all in-house, then I would suggest having a subsidiary website which is just for your courses and isn't attached to your main, isn't in your main website server. So there are other platforms out there that are really, really amazing, which you can pay a subscription for. LearnDash you pay a subscription for also. But if you have a look at Thinkific, Teachable, some of those are free. If you only have one course or maybe more than one course to sell, you can use their platform for free, which is amazing. And it's so simple, and it's really, really nice and streamlined and easy for any student to access, and you don't have the headache of anything crashing. I use a platform called Kajabi. Kajabi is fantastic. It is pricey, really. Once a month, it's a couple of £100. But I have about 15 courses on there, and I really like it. So let me just answer this question. Yeah. So the most complicated aspect, well, there are a few. I wouldn't say I found it that easy. There was a lot that went into it. Creating a course in itself is hard work, you know. It just doesn't happen overnight. And if I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm constantly tweaking and playing with the course. So what I would say, first of all, find out that there's a market for it. If it's something you've already been selling, like your services, and now you just want to put it online, you know, if people have already been coming to you for a certain workshop or a course that they're used to having face-to-face with you, but you know sells, then you know it's going to sell online. If it's a brand new idea, then you might want to do a bit of market research behind it and do that to, you know, your audience or groups. And by talking about what you're doing and gaining the feedback, you know, you can do polls on Facebook as well. What would you like to see in this course? I have this idea. What would you like to see if you were to take this course? Give me some feedback on what you'd like to learn at the end of it. What would be a good outcome for you? And then you can start to tweak, and you can even do polls around the name. I'm always asking my audience for advice. What do you think about this name? And people are great, you know, they'll feedback and go, I like this, but what about this? And it's a great way of gauging the message that your audience want to hear. Then if, you know, you're ready and you create the content, then find the right platform, upload the content, have everything sorted, and do a beta test. So advertise the fact that you have a course, this is what it is, and this is what you'll gain. And I'm looking for X amount of women or men, people to go through my course on a beta test. So it's a really ridiculously low price because you're experimenting. You want to know what works, you want to see the hurdles, you want to get some feedback. And they know that this is not particularly the finished product, but that they're going to take the course, still get the transformation and the certificate at the end, or whatever you say you're providing them with, but they're going to give you feedback. They know that a link might be broken or a section doesn't quite flow, you know, but they're test driving it for you. So that's always a good way to be able to tweak your course and constantly improve it. Maureen says, would you plan and write your content in Word, for example, first? Yeah, I would say do that. It's always good to have a separate, to have this saved for yourself rather than it just being on a platform, because if you ever want to move away from that platform, you then have to have the job of downloading it all. So yeah, I would definitely say that, and that's another great question. So do your market research, do a couple of videos, build up your audience, go into groups, say hi, let them know what you're about, get people on board by valuing their opinion and getting advice, because what you think might work might not work. So you need to just be aware that it's in demand. And that might mean changing a few things about what you think is going to work right now, but you'll only know that by testing the market, by doing polls or just doing posts. Choose your online platform. Look into all the brands that are available. Think if it's Teachable, there'll be more now. LearnDash, if you want to keep it in-house. Kajabi. And have a rough outline of what it is that you want to do, and test again. Is this what you'd like to see? Is this what you'd like to see? Run a beta test. So it doesn't need to be completely perfect, and the people taking your course know that too. And then just keep improving and improving and improving as you go. I would 100% suggest anybody create and sell an online course. In fact, very soon in the new year, I am working on offering people a chance to have their own life coach training academy, where I've done all of the work for you. You get my transformational life coach practitioner, which has been accredited at level 4 with the IAPCNM. You actually buy that in a ready-made format, which I've ran online and taught in person, so I know works. You get all of that, all my resources, all my course content, and you can sell that under your own company as a training academy. If that interests you, send me a message or comment below, or you can email me. Just look for the soulawakeningacademy.co.uk. So I'll be back on to answer any questions in the posts, but I hope that helps, guys. Take care.